Welcome, everyone. So my name is Ximena Gavino. I am the director for Master Sha Tao Center in British Columbia. And today I have a guest with me. Her name is Monique Giard. She is a clinical counselor and EMDR therapist. We started a series in April of this year, 2021. It's called Emotional Intelligence. Why? Because we're human beings, and human beings have a physical body, an emotional body, mental body, spiritual body. All of us, all of our four bodies and all aspects of our lives, when they are in harmony, when they are nourished, nurtured, we thrive. We feel it. We feel it in our relationships. We feel it in our energy levels. We feel it in the flow of every day. The days unfold, and one task leads to another task to another task. It's not a chore. It's not an obstacle course. It's not filled with setbacks, because we're in alignment. And when we're in alignment, even an obstacle, even a setback, doesn't feel like a setback. It just feels like something we have to maneuver, transform, heal, and move forward. It feels like a lesson to be learned for our own, for ourselves as human beings, for ourselves as spiritual beings, for ourselves as however it is that we're serving in the world, as doctors, nurses, as lawyers, as business people. Myself, I am one of Master Sha's master teachers and healers, certified master teacher and healer of the Tao Calligraphy Healing Center in British Columbia. So I serve people. I serve them on their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual journey, helping them to transform the blockages in their lives. I work primarily with people who have chronic conditions, 20 years back pain, 15 years of heart issues or lung issues. It's not uncommon to hear people say 30 years of this, 20 years of that, because they've tried. It's not that they haven't tried. They have tried. They've looked for different modalities, different approaches, and it hasn't really made much difference. So one of the things that, when I met Monique and we started to talk when I came to British Columbia, is that emotional blockages, emotional responses, our emotional responses create blockages, emotional blockages. Those blockages, when you look at them with a third eye, when you do a soul reading, you can see how they contribute to challenges on the physical level, to challenges on a mental level, and absolutely to challenges on the spiritual journey. And so Monique approached me and she said, we need to be doing a series on emotional intelligence to help people first to understand what those emotional responses are. And then, because we're in the Tao Chang, the Tao calligraphy healing field, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, to heal it at a deep, deep level, not just mitigate it, not just pacify it or make it less intense, but truly heal it and free yourself of that chronic pattern of emotional responses. Yeah. So why is that important? Many of the people that I work with have joined Master Sha, Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, who is first of all, he's a New York Times bestselling author, world-renowned master healer, grandmaster of healing, grandmaster of Tao knowledge, wisdom, practical techniques. He began his journey very early, at the age of 4, Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, came to him to help him to understand, to help him to learn what's called the great compassion mantra, the names of 87 Buddhas. Developed, for him, he developed this incredible heart of compassion. So at 6, he began to study Tai Chi, Qigong, I Ching. He mastered all of the martial arts, the Eastern arts, not only the martial arts, but the Eastern arts, Feng Shui, I Ching. He's had literally what are called national treasures for his teachers. His current Feng Shui teacher is world-renowned. When he speaks, the room is filled with leaders, country leaders, business leaders. Some of the biggest names in the world are consulting him. So Master Sha's students come and they have these chronic conditions. They don't understand that the emotional blockages, the patterns, the emotional patterns are contributing to the physical, but they're also contributing to their inability to take his teachings out into the world, to help everyone to learn. I have the power to heal myself. You have the power to heal yourself. And together we have the power to heal the world. Does the world not need healing? Take a look around. Look at the news. Sports, healing. Politics, healing. Weather, healing. Socioeconomic issues, healing. There isn't an area of life on Mother Earth that doesn't need healing right now. And it isn't going to be coming from the big corporations and the big organizations. It needs to come from us, from within us, and create a groundswell. But how do you do that when your heart is blocked? Well, the answer is you need to understand what's blocking your heart, and then we work together with you in the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field to clear the blockages that free you to be able to serve others. So this weekend, July 31st, August 1st, Monique Giard and I are co-leading a workshop. She will present psychological framework, and I will facilitate your connection to the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field. So the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field is a source healing field. There's a calligraphy behind it. I'm going to talk about the power of that calligraphy in a little bit. But I want to invite Monique. So Monique, help us to understand from a professional, a mental health professional perspective. You work with lots of clients, very challenging conditions, very challenging situations. Many times they've seen other people. Talk to us about the shame, guilt, regret cycle. Because you said to me, this cycle just goes on and on and on, gets deeper and deeper, creates bigger and bigger challenges in people's lives. Please share.
Thank you so much, Ximena. This is my great pleasure to talk about that, because people don't really realize that they are in it. They don't realize they are caught in a cycle that often starts with shame. And then in order to transform, they have to go through the cycle and out of the cycle. It's a little bit like a wheel spinning in the mud. The cycle of shame, guilt, and regret is a spinning wheel, but you need to understand it when you're in it and then find the help that you need to get out of the mud. And so shame, guilt, and regret. First of all, people don't always recognize when they are in a shame mode. Why? because they feel entitled to their emotions. And often shame is expressed like deep resentment. And they feel entitled to their anger. Oh, that's because. Or that's because of my past. Or that's because of my experiences. And they justify their negative emotions. And we know that that doesn't help, because that keeps the wheel spinning in the mud, because you keep being angry. The more you justify your anger, the more you justify your resentment, the more you stay in it. So people need to understand what is shame, to recognize it, to feel it. And Jimena, shame is often when people feel like suddenly they're not listening anymore, they're not there anymore, they're kind of frozen and they paralyze, and they don't necessarily know they, that this is an expression of shame. They tend to want to get out by blaming their environment. And so that's external shame. It's they identify themselves according to how they are perceived or how they perceive the environment. And then people need to understand what is shame, how it feels like, what the body is experiencing. And the next step is to feel the guilt, because that's moving from shame to guilt. Guilt is feeling responsible. Oh, I acknowledge that we may have made a mistake. Or the thinking process. Oh, I made a mistake. This is bad. I'm bad. I'm defective. Instead of, as you said before, understanding that we are here to learn. It's a process of learning and transformation, and to accept that process. Nobody's perfect. It's a way of life. We are learning. And to have humility to accept that we do make mistakes. And then when guilt is there and feeling like, oh, there's something that I can transform with, and in the field, as you said, with a beautiful presence, the field is love. The field is pure love. And that's how I guide clients, is to connect with that field, the field of Mother Earth, whatever they want to call it, the field of the universe. And when they're ready, the field of Tao Calligraphy, healing field. And then when they feel that it's part of them, that they need to transform something, taking responsibility, then they can move the wheel further up, up, up. They raise their vibrations. They're not so deep in the mud anymore. They are rising, rising. And then they start feeling regrets. Yes, it's okay to feel regrets, but don't get stuck in regret. There's a way to feel regret and say, I'm sorry, and to move on. But people can get stuck in any part of the cycle: shame, guilt, or regret. And that's why the high frequency of the Tao calligraphy field is so important, to raise the vibrations, to receive the unconditional love and light of the field, so they can open their heart for self-healing, open the heart for self-love and compassion, open the heart for self-forgiveness and forgiveness of others. That's how it goes.
Yeah, so thank you, Monique. One thing that I learned from you, that I think is important to mention, because many of the people watching this are Master Sha's students, is that when we feel shame, shame is internally generated. It's not an external thing. It's an internal feeling that makes us uncomfortable. So if I understand you correctly, that the discomfort, we shouldn't run from the discomfort. Instead, we should turn around and run into it, because by going into it, then we feel the guilt.
Yes.
From the guilt, then we take responsibility. Then the transformation occurs. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that's what happens, Jimena. You describe it really well. People tend to want to avoid to feel those deep feelings. And what happens in reaction? They want to to blame others, but what I do with them is look inside. What is your experience? What is your experience? What is happening in the body? And the more people take responsibility and go deep inside, instead of avoiding that vulnerable place, there's such a gift in feeling that vulnerable self.
Yeah. So in this workshop this weekend, what I want to make everybody, what I want to share with everyone, because we just want to give you a taste. So this weekend, we will guide you very gently. I want to emphasize this because I can feel it very much that, in order for you to feel comfortable, to acknowledge that this may be part of one of the many emotional responses that you have. So when I asked Monique, she said to me, usually the sign of shame is you feel embarrassed. Something has happened and you feel embarrassed. So something happens, you feel, I'm not smart enough, I should have known that, you're not athletic enough, you didn't train enough. I'm just going off of the headlines. So you're feeling embarrassed in front of others, in the eyes of others. So embarrassment, if I remember correctly, is one of the sort of the flag. It's the red flag, yeah.
Yes.
So this weekend we want to make it really comfortable for you, very gentle. The Tao Calligraphy Healing Field is a source field. It is created by Tao Calligraphy, written by Dr. and Master Sha. Dr. and Master Sha is a Tao Calligraphy. He's the creator of Tao Calligraphy. And when he writes the calligraphy, as you can see behind me, for instance, he raises his hand, he connects with the source. Why? He's a source channel. And we are at an age where channels exist. People know that there are channels, but people don't know who the channels are. So I'm telling you, he's a source channel. I've been with Master Sha's on this journey for 20 years. I knew Master Sha before he became a divine channel. He's since been elevated. Connects with the source. The source releases its love, its light, its forgiveness, its compassion, and literally pours a field into the calligraphy. The calligraphy then is a portal. We connect with the calligraphy. So we will help you. We will create a very beautiful field for you. We'll guide you through very gentle practices and blessings to support you as you come to terms with the possibility that your anger, your resentment, your blaming, your embarrassment, your feelings of guilt, your feelings of regret. I can't go out to serve. I can't even teach the healing hand circle. That all of that may actually be due to shame, but it's self-created. And we will work with you to create a beautiful, loving field created by calligraphies that will support you in transforming this. Tomorrow night is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 28th at 6 o'clock, we will be doing a special edition of our Experience the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field. An hour and a half, we will focus on this topic, give you experience through some practices, maybe one or two cases, and then we'll do 2 hours again on Thursday, July 29th from 6 to 8. Both links for those two events will be posted on the chat. The workshop this weekend is the July 31st, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., August 1st, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We will start our workshop with 1 hour of the Tao Light Massage. Everybody who registers, you will receive Tao Light Massage. Why? Open your heart and soul. Open your heart and soul, not just to you, open your heart and soul to the divine, because the divine, the Tao, and the source are going to help us to transform this so that we do not get stuck anymore, so we can break the cycle and take the action that we want to take in our relationships, in our businesses, in our service to humanity, in all aspects of our lives. Join us. We will be honored to serve you, to support you, because we want the world to know I have the power to heal myself. You have the power to heal yourself. And together, we have the power to heal the world. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. See you this weekend at 10 a.m. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.